So we continue the aftermath of the Charlie Kirk assassination, and I apologize to those who are tired of hearing about it. Um, I understand that, but this isn't even a week old, and it's still hitting hard. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are trying to get over it, trying to process what happened, but less importantly, we are observing how this assassination is exposing a lot of people in the entertainment industry. In this particular case, we're still talking about video games. Now, more people are getting exposed. All right. But the conversation continues to be about whether or not uh, uh, our side of the fence is now participating in cancel culture. And I do believe that is a valid argument, right? If you don't know, for years on this side of the fence, we've been fighting against cancel culture. And I think this has to do with the fact where cancel culture is not clearly defined. The other side will call it consequence culture, consequences for your actions. But I think the problem is when somebody's being canceled for something that is common sense and not morally reprehensible. For example, all right, if you're fat and somebody rich and famous calls you fat, you should not lose your career because of that. If you are falsely accused by any gender of, bad sexual behavior or something like that, you should not be canceled. Shout out to Johnny Depp and many others. There was a Dodgers player that lost his entire career. You know what I'm saying? Over two women falsely accusing him. I forgot his name. I'm sure chat knows, or y'all know in the comment section. You know what I'm talking about. Two women falsely accused him. Two separate situations. A black woman and a white woman. It's not only that, there's no consequences for the people who are doing this. J.K. Rowling, canceled. Why? Because she said something that 90% of the human beings on this planet believe in. That a man in a wig does not belong in a woman's restroom. That a man is a man and a woman is a woman. You know what I'm saying? In this particular context, we have people who are not only celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk, a man who committed no crimes, did no wrong. All he did was go around the country and debate people. But they're calling for more violence. More. This is, in any culture, in any history, morally reprehensible. And therefore, as a business owner, what do you decide? Is it worse to work with somebody who thinks a man is a man and a woman is a woman, or somebody who would cheer on my death if they found out that I voted for Trump one good year? Maybe because I was in financial trouble, or maybe because I was liberal, but then I started making money and I started realizing how much I should care about saving money on taxes so I can keep my employees employed and so I can feed my family. I might have came a little bit more conservative. If these motherfuckers at my job found out that I once voted for any Republican, they might wish me death. Yeah, I'm gonna fire you niggas. The other side of the fence don't do that. And so when you talk about the CEO of Epic Games saying that mocking Charlie Kirk's death is unproblematic because it's protected by the Constitution, well, you're right. You're welcome to say that. You're welcome to say whatever you want without being interfered with by the government. But I think most people will think you're morally reprehensible. He tweets this. What amendment says you can't diss someone? Not seeing it here. First Amendment. He tweets a picture of the First Amendment. The tweet isn't some veiled partisan political commentary. Clemson's statement is simply wrong about the Constitution, and the public university should know better. The Constitution and the right to vigorously criticize is supposed to be constant through these times. Here's the thing. You're not criticizing nothing. If you wanted to criticize Charlie Kirk's points, I would support that. But you're celebrating the assassination of a man who was, by the way, assassinated in front of his children and his wife. Not only that, you're calling for more violence, releasing lists saying who and who should be next. J.K. Rowling is on that list. Donald Trump is on that list. Candace Owens is on that list. And this is serious shit. Need I remind you that some of y'all may not know, but Candace Owens was being targeted by a hit. I'm not going to say from who. I'm trying to get. That's how you can really get canceled. You know what I'm talking about. But that was a real thing. She was literally being targeted for an assassination until the FBI caught this person or these people. This is not nothing to play with. We go on. Blizzard game designer Daniel Boso, I guess it's upset, continues to slam Charlie Kirk as hateful and bigoted and a horrible person. Believes there is a double standard in violence reaction. Decries that some victims seem more important than others based on politics. Defends criticisms as valid speech, but condemns violence in all forms. Claims that Charlie's legacy is being whitewashed. So this is what he had to say. I'm just gonna leave it right there. My words are my own and in no way express the views of my colleagues and employer. In regards to the political violence, I like to remind this website that Melissa Hortman, a Democratic representative from Minnesota, and her husband Mark Hortman were both assassinated in their homes 3 months ago. I never heard about this, so I can't speak on it. In response, our government and right-wing extremists, is there a difference anymore? Made fun of their murders, didn't call for gun reform, didn't preach unity, didn't honor the victims, didn't do everything in their power to condemn violence and punish the shooter. First of all, I already know this is a lie. I don't remember nobody. I mean, I didn't hear about it, so maybe I just wasn't around or something like that. But in those circumstances, is that side of the fence going to call for gun reform? Because we already know what that leads to. Fast forward to now, when somebody on the right wing side of politics is a victim to political violence, and suddenly the tone has shifted. You can't criticize Charlie's words. You will lose your job if you stand against his legacy. You will be harassed by extremists for even daring to think that he was problematic. He was a problematic person. You must be for violence and murders if you don't think Charlie was a saint. This is a fucking lie, because the people who are being fired are people who are celebrating his death. It has nothing to do with that. You're misrepresenting what's actually going on here. And that really annoys me. I hate when people do that. You know exactly why these people are being fired. They not only celebrated and danced on his death, they're calling for more violence. You're a liar and you're a pretender. Okay? One victim of political violence is too many. It doesn't matter who it is. You can clearly see that the victims are more important that some victims are more important than others based on their political leanings and rhetorics. Charlie Kirk's words were hateful and bigoted, and many on the right agree with his viewpoints. We should not be ashamed to call him out for the horrible person he was while he was alive. We should also stand up against violence in all forms, not just political. If we want, man, fuck out of here with that. First of all, nobody's saying that you can't criticize his words. What we're saying is you cannot celebrate the death of a person who committed no crime, who did no evil. As a proud gay man and defender of LGBTQ rights. Nigga, you're upset because he said a man is a man and a woman is a woman. I will always condemn Charlie's words and fight against what he believed in, that some people are lesser. Under no circumstances did he say anybody was lesser. As a matter of fact, I'm going to save that for another video. We'll talk about that. But this is feminine warfare. And it doesn't surprise me that this is a gay man, because this is how women argue. Okay? They misrepresent what's actually happening. They bring up shit that has nothing to do with anything. Nobody said you couldn't be critical of his words. The only thing that has the right outraged is that you niggas are celebrating in his death, posting videos, writing posts. And you deserve to lose your jobs. I want to make that abundantly clear. You deserve to lose your jobs. You don't deserve to lose your job if you're a left wing and you think Donald Trump is a moron. I voted for Donald Trump. As a business owner, you come into my office and say, hey boss, I'm sorry, I just think your president is a moron. I'll say, you know what I'm saying? What can I say? What can I say? Sometimes he say stupid shit. Sometimes he get to run in his mouth a little bit. Sometimes he lies about, I think the Epstein files is a shaft. You know what I'm saying? I think that, what can I say? But if you come into my office and say, man, I can't wait till somebody take out Donald Trump. Man, you fired. On the spot. There's nothing to argue about. You just said in front of your boss, or even not even in front of me, I just heard you on camera in one of my hallways tell another employee, man, I can't wait till somebody take out Donald Trump. You're fired. I don't want that type of person in my office, because what that means is You're telling me that anybody who believes what Donald Trump believes, you believe they belong in a grave. And I'm more than sure if I run a company, I got several people in here who voted for him. And you think they all belong in a grave. You cannot work here. Period. I don't give a damn what your constitutional rights say this. It's a private organization. You not working here because you're going to be problematic. The same way if I find out there's a woman in my office who filed false accusations against one of my employees because I have to get rid of him right off the bat. And then it turns out she was a liar. She got to go. She's a liability. You have to, and that's how we got here. You have all of these questionable characters working in these, and it come from the colleges, honestly, indoctrination camps. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. I'll talk to y'all later. May the grip be with you. Make sure y'all subscribe, man. Trying to get to 18.3 by the end of the video.
Oh, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.